Good evening and welcome to Golden Lion Basketball. I'm Tim Stubbs, courtside here at H.O. Clemmons Arena. The Golden Lions of UAPB set to take on the Jaguars of Southern University as we are just moments away from the opening tip-off. Southern comes in at 10-1. They are in first place in conference play. And the UAPB Golden Lions come in at 9-2 in second place, while Texas Southern right behind them at 8-2. But this is definitely a 1-2 matchup here tonight. UAPB looking for some revenge. Took a 34-point loss, believe it or not, on the road against Southern in the first matchup this season. But the Golden Lions looking to right the ship, even things up, and tie things up in first place as well, as first place is on the line here tonight for the Golden Lions as they are coming off a 3-1 road trip. They did a nice job with that. 5-1 on the road. And the Southern Jags, of course, they come in with an outstanding resume, including a 2-point win in College Station, Texas against Texas A&M. Shows you the type of caliber of team they are, and they're going to be a tough matchup here tonight, no matter where you play. And they come in with some size on their roster. They have 4 players that are 6'8" or taller. A couple of them starting in the lineup, including big Javon Mitchell, 6'9" junior from St. Martinville, Louisiana. But he will not be jumping tonight. It's going to be Davon Haynes for UAPB. And Brandon Moore, the 6'10" senior out of New Orleans, will be jumping for Southern. Starting lineups, of course, for UAPB. Terrell Kennedy is having a fantastic senior season, leading the team and scoring at 14 points a game. Davon Haynes, Terrell Hammond, Daniel Broughton, and the 3-point sniper, Lazavian Jackson, rounds out your starting lineup tonight for UAPB. And I think we are ready for the opening tip. There was something about the jersey of UAPB. Wanted to make sure it was all in NCAA regulations, as George Ivory shares a laugh, and we are ready for the opening tip. Should be an intense matchup. The 6'10" center from New Orleans gets the opening tip as we are underway. Number 1 versus number 2. Not many teams have challenged Southern this season. They have handled the SWAC play with ease pretty much throughout. The Golden Lions look to knock them off here tonight. They're going to have to play a good ball game, that's for sure. Little dribble drive on the baseline, shot up, and it is good, and that is Derek Beltran. He is one of their leading scorers on the ball club. Very aggressive, had a big game here a season ago. 2-0. Early on here, Southern with a lead. Here is Kennedy on the right baseline, being shielded. Nice baseline move off the glass, and good inside. Terrell Kennedy with the quick spin move on the block. Quickly back on the other end, wasting no time. Beltran gets a shot rejected in transition by Broughton. Southern will set it up. Top of the key. They're working around the perimeter. Now their point guard, Jamil Grace. Good ball movement. Little cut down low, and again, good defense by UAPB. Good hands. Jackson comes up with a steal. They were trying to force it down low to Brandon Moore, but UAPB was able to come up with a steal. Hammond, again, quickly, it's Terrell Kennedy on the right block, backs his man down, dumps it off to Broughton, who scores on the left block. Nice pass by Kennedy with the assist. Broughton with the bucket. UAPB leads 4-2. Grace just getting it in to Moore, and UAPB trying to set up some pressure here. Beltran gets it across. Quickly down low, Mitchell, little turnaround in the lane, will not go. Rebound pulled down by Lazavian Jackson. Pine Bluff will bring it ahead. Terrell Kennedy active early on, while Hammond will set it up top of the key. Broughton's got it, backs down Mitchell and gets it knocked out of bounds, but going to say last touch by Broughton instead. Turnover gives it back to Southern. 17:55 to go, just underway here. UAPB leading by a score of 4-2 as Grace brings it across midcourt. Left side to Beltran. UAPB in their traditional zone defense. They will trap out of it. Left side Monroe. They'll be patient here as Grace has it. Shot clock at 15. Grace on the bounce. Pull up 15-footer is good. Jamil Grace ties it at 4. Kennedy will bring it ahead, picked up by Grace. Close to midcourt. Hammond. Left side, Davon Haynes. Tough pass inside to Kennedy. Kennedy wants to back down more. Kicks it out. Hammond, now Kennedy will come rescue. Right back to Hammond for 3, yes sir! Tevin Hammond hits the 3 and UAPB back on top 7-4. Good half-court offense there by UAPB. Now a no call and a steal. Wanting the foul was Monroe, but he doesn't get it. UAPB comes away with a steal. Hammond will set it up for Pine Bluff. 16:40 to go, first half. UAPB by 3, and deflected pass. Kennedy's able to corral it, and they'll set it up with 20 on the shot clock. Hammond on the bounce inside. Nice pass and scoring it is Broughton down low. Hammond making it happen on the bounce, and Broughton's got 4 early on here. UAPB leads 9-4, off to a good start. Pull up 15-footer, Beltran is good. 9-6 now, UAPB by 3 with a basketball. Tevin Hammond will bring it up, picked up by Grace. Miller set to check in for Southern as we approach the first media timeout. Here's Broughton out to Haynes, back to Hammond. Patient offensive set here. Stepping out, Haynes, 16-footer, too strong, rebound Southern. Quickly ahead, Beltran down low to Mitchell, picked up by Broughton on the block, off the glass, scored and one. Chance for a 3-point play, and we'll have a media timeout and a free throw coming up when we return. 15:41 remaining. First half early on, pretty good start for both teams. UAPB leads by a score of 9-8 over Southern. Right back with more Golden Lion basketball after this timeout.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Back inside of H.O. Clemens Arena here at the foul line, trying to complete a 3-point play. Javon Mitchell, the 6'9", 250 junior center from St. Martinville, Louisiana, made the bucket, got fouled. Now he misses the free throw, and Broughton has the rebound. So UAPB will lead by 1 as Grace is going to foul Tevin Hammond. Boy, he just rode the back of his jersey all the way down the center of the floor here, and as Hammond kind of put on the brakes just a second, Grace kind of flies over the top of him there. So that foul's on Grace, team foul number 1 for the Jags. Here's Jackson. Been quiet early, had some big 3-point shots on the road. Right back to Broughton, the layup will not go, kind of a floating layup as he cut to the basket, but he's fouled and he'll shoot a pair. So Broughton's been active early on here. With 15:21 to play early on here in the first half, Broughton with 4 points already, been active with a block shot, a couple of baskets down low. Keep him out of foul trouble, and usually a fast start means a big night for Daniel, and he makes the first free throw. As Mitch Anderson is primarily coming off the bench these days, but he has the ability to take over a game at moment's notice as well. Have not seen him yet, but it is early. 11-8, UAPB by 3. Grace right side. Back to Miller. Miller, one bounce, picks it up. Grace shut down quickly by Hammond, who is one of the best on-ball defenders in the SWAC. In the corner, Beltran, he'll fire the three and hits. And you can see one of the better perimeter players and all-around players in the conference. Derek Beltran off to a fast start. He's got 7 points to lead all scorers. Ties the game at 11. Kennedy steps on the sideline and turns it over.
And for the Golden Lions, number 22, Mitchell Anderson.
Mitch Anderson in the game for the first time and replaces the other high flyer, Davon Haynes. Southern with the basketball as we are tied at 11. They had an early 2-0 lead, then UAPB's led from here on out, but they have tied it that last possession by Beltran. Beltran's got it now down low to Mitchell. Mitchell puts it on the floor. Moore will take the 16-footer, nothing but net. Big fella stepping out and knocking down the perimeter shot. 5 unanswered for Southern, and they've regained the lead 13-11. Hammond left side and popped right in the face and had to call that as Anderson, like he got hit with a right hook, just flies back and maybe got hit in the eye there.
33, Malcolm Miller.
It's going to be on Malcolm Miller, his first team foul, number 3 for the Jaguars. Hammond, Mitchell, Broughton, Jackson, and Kennedy in the game right now for UAPB. Here's Jackson. Nice looking shot, knocks it in left corner there for 3, and he had a beautiful arch on that, and that was as pure as the driven snow right there. Had games of 5 and 6 threes in his last 2. He's been big for UAPB. And a near steal, and it is. Hammond ahead to Jackson. He'll pull up and fire again. Yes, sir. Lazavian Jackson for 3, and back-to-back triples gives UAPB a 17-13 advantage with 13:20 to play first half as Jackson's come alive. A lot like Beltran, 2 of the better shooters in the conference here tonight. Mitchell to kick out, pump fake, Miller. Little floater, will not go from 8 feet out. Offensive rebound by Moore. He's fouled and he's going to go to the foul line for 2 shots. Jackson, a streaky shooter.
That was called on number 52, Terrell Kennedy. His first personal.
Had a big game at Alabama State. Hit 6 threes in that game and 5 threes against Alabama A&M. He's really coming alive, shooting with confidence as he pulled up on transition and drilled the 3 a moment ago. First shot is good for Moore as Broughton's going to check out, and Davon Haynes, the transfer from Bowling Green, is back in. I love to see Haynes and Anderson in the game at the same time. And 2 of the high flyers in the conference. Usually something good happens with that combination. Hammond to bring it up. Grace right there with him. UAPB leads by 2, 17-15. 12:55 and counting first half. Jackson picked up by Beltran out high on the floor. Puts it on the bounce here. Wants to go all the way. Trying to dish it to Haynes down low. Knocked out of bounds by Mitchell with 14 on the shot clock. Pretty good dribble drive there, but Mitchell was able to get a hand on it. Here's Kennedy on the inbound. Just 12 on the shot clock. Got to move here. Didn't reset. Hammond gets tripped up down on the baseline. He's going to be fouled. A block's going to be called on the big fella. Javon Mitchell, the 6'9", 250 junior, will get his second personal. That's pretty big. He's probably going to check out here, and he will. Yondarius Johnson, the 6'4" junior from Plain Dealing, Louisiana. Anderson right back as they'll work it around the perimeter, and Hammond will set it up with a new shot clock here. Gets a screen from Kennedy. Kennedy will shoot the three as he likes to drive in the lane. May have got away with a walk there, missed it. In and out, no good, and Southern with a rebound in transition. Here's Grace. Moore looked like he traveled, no call. Grace, a kick out. Got to find number 2, always know where Beltran is. 12 on the shot clock. In the corner, Beltran got another good look at it. Too strong this time, and Moore keeps it alive, and a steal by Hammond. He's got a wingman. It's Anderson off the glass and good. Contorted his body just enough to get off a decent shot. The steal by Hammond, the bucket by Anderson. Pull up Grace. No good from 8. One-handed rebound by Haynes. He'll push it ahead. Hammond. Haynes off the bounce, off the glass, will not go. Keeps it alive and no good. Knocked out of bounds. Gonna stay, let's see. Nope, gonna be Southern basketball, and we have a media timeout. A lot of action early. 11:28 to play, first half. UAPB 19, Southern 15. Right back with more Golden Lion basketball in a moment.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
11:28 remaining. Pretty good flow early on here. We've only had 7 team fouls total in the first 9 minutes of the first half. 19-15, UAPB by 4, Southern with a basketball. They come in first place in the conference, 10-1. Here's Miller. Wide open look, knocks down the 17-footer left baseline. Pulls to within 2. UAPB at 9-2, right there with Southern, trying to even up the score as Southern led by 13 at halftime in that first meeting. It went on to blow out UAPB by over 30 points in that game. Here's Kennedy. The kick out. Hammond wide open look, in and out, no good. Haynes battling for the rebound underneath. He's got it. A lot of contact. They're going to either get an up and down or a jump ball, alternating possession to Pine Bluff, but Haynes feels that he was fouled somewhere in there. A strong rebound for Davon Haynes. Hammond to Kennedy. He will shoot it. Haynes trying to back down Miller. Back out Kennedy. He'll pull the trigger. It's short, no good. Good look at it there for Terrell. Working around the perimeter here, top of the key, good pass. Moore puts it on the deck, and they're going to get a little body there with Haynes, and he'll get called for the personal. It's going to be his second. Just the 4th team foul on UAPB, but 2 on Davon Haynes. Don't want to get 3 on him in the first half, so we have to be careful here. Here's the inbound of Beltran. Marcel Mosley checked into the ball game for UAPB. Mosley has a big task right now on the left side of the floor, following Beltran. Right side of the floor. A kick out. Long 3 for Johnson is too strong, and Mosley snatches the rebound. Here's Haynes in transition. He wants to go all the way, trying to throw a little rocket fire point blank pass to Mitchell Anderson, and kind of Brett Favre'd it in there, and there's no way Anderson could have caught that one as it whizzed right by his face. So a turnover there, and a little bit of a softer pass there. Could have been something a little bit better. But the turnover gives it back to Southern as they try to tie or take the lead. They're down 2 here, 9:43 and counting, first half. Miller, he'll take the jumper in the corner, will not go. Offensive rebound by Johnson, and it's coming right at us. I always wonder if you could keep the basketball if it lands in your lap, but it's not arena football, so I guess not. 9:30 to go. UAPB with the rock, leading by a deuce. Good motion offense here, good hard screen. Hammond spreads the floor, picks up his dribble. Now Kennedy will set it back up with Mosley with 12 on the shot clock. Mosley looks for a screen by Kennedy. Kennedy's going to have to take the shot. He will. A long 2 will not go. They had to settle for a long jump shot as UAPB had a hard time getting into their offensive set there. Beltran picked up by Anderson. That's a good matchup there for UAPB as Anderson is a pretty good defender. Step back, long 2 in the corner, no good, and that's not the shot Southern wants from their big 6'10" center. UAPB's got it, still 19-17. 8:35 to go before halftime. Here's Mitch Anderson. Kicks it out, Kennedy. Nice extra pass, Hammond for 3, will not go. In transition, Beltran thought about the lob. Now they'll slow it down a little bit, set up their offensive set. The kick out, Miller again for 3 and overshot it. He's missed 3 in a row over there. Here is Hammond in the corner. Marcel Mosley passes up the shot. Kennedy's got it. He'll take this one, and he's short again. He's a little frustrated on his shot. Usually knocks that down. So a fast pace, but neither team scoring right now as we've been stuck on this score for the last 3 minutes. 7:46 and counting, first half. UAPB by 2, and Hammond nearly knocked it away, and he did. How about that? Beltran caught napping a bit there, and Hammond knocked the ball away, went off the head of Beltran, and UAPB will get it back. We'll step aside, media timeout. 7:41 remaining before halftime. UAPB leads by 2, 19-17. Right back with more Golden Lion basketball after this timeout.
My sadness and depression grew out of giving myself to my career before I would give myself to myself.
I didn't want to tell my parents. I really didn't want to tell anybody, and I didn't. I shut down.
Giving voice to what you're feeling is part of the healing.
The healing is in me and can also be extended to others.
If you're strong enough to just open your mouth, that's all it takes.
Hi, I'm Terry Williams. Can I tell you that it is way past time for us to come face to face with the issue of mental illness in the Black community? Time for us to stop hiding it behind closed doors. Share ourselves. Healing starts with us.
7:41 left before halftime. UAPB with the basketball, leading 19-17. Lazabian Jackson, Mosley, Anderson in the ball game is Gavin Floyd, along with Davon Haynes. Jackson, little pump fake, got his man in the air. He'll take the 3, no good. The tip, no good by Anderson. And one out now by Southern on the long rebound. In transition, Miller extra pass, good hands, knocked out of bounds by Mitch Anderson. 7:17 left before halftime. UAPB still up by 2. Southern with a basketball. UAPB shooting 47%, 7 of 15 from the field. Southern at 7 of 17, 41%. Early on here, Southern with a 2 rebound advantage, 11-9. Hyder off the glass, nicely done. Christopher Hyder ties it at 19. Largest lead for Southern's been 2. UAPB had a 5-point lead as they jumped out to a 9-4 advantage. Xavier Jackson out of Mosley, picked up by Hyder. Looks for a screen from Haynes. 10 on the shot clock here. Floyd, now Jackson. Jackson may have to create off the bounce here. He will. Right back to Haynes. He'll take the 3 and misses everything. Bad possession there for UAPB. Here's Southern. Driving baseline, the kick out. Malcolm Miller is blocked inside, stays with it, but we're going to have a whistle, and I think they caught a jump ball there, and tie-up situation. Alternating possession is going to remain with Southern. So no basket for the Jaguars. Anderson and Mosley are out. Broughton is back in. Floyd, Jackson, Broughton, Haynes, and Hammond. Tied at 19. Now they're discussing something over at the scores table. .6:16 to go before halftime. It looks like they're satisfied with whatever they were talking about. Don't have the advantage of eavesdropping on that conversation, so I'm not quite sure what it was about. They clear things up. Southern will inbound it with 15 on the shot clock. They take their time here. Wonder if they know the shot clock didn't reset. Down to 9. Here's Beltran. Rise and fire. He's short on the 3, but he has already made up his mind. He was going to shoot that before that pass was even on its way. Tied at 19. Had a fast start to this one, and then the last few minutes has been all defense. Jackson to Hammond. Right side, Lazavian Jackson rise and fire and connects his 3rd 3 of the half. And he's off to a great start with 9 points. Now he's the leading scorer in the game. UAPB leads 22-19. Very quick release by Lazavian Jackson, who has been very hot in the last few ball games. Southern set to check in 3 new players in the next dead ball. Shot clock at 12. Picking up his dribble was Hyder. He needs some help now. Well, 2-man game here as this UAPB zone defense has given Southern some problems. Long 3 off the glass, missing the rim. No good by Yadarius Johnson, and Floyd got the rebound. So UAPB's got it back up by 3. Under 5 to go, first half. Hammond gets around his man. The little floater goes. Nicely done. A little floater from 8 feet out right in the middle of the lane. Timeout called by Southern. They want to talk things over. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. Roman Banks will talk things over for the Jaguars as UAPB is going on a little quick 5-0 spurt.
At 5 o'clock and 7:30 p.m. It'll be whiteout night for this Swag TV.
Back here on Monday night. We have women's action at 5:30. And then the men's ball game will be nationally televised against Alcorn State on ESPNU. .446 to go before halftime. Southern will inbound it. Jamil Grace is back in the ball game, on with Cameron Monroe. Beltran's got it, back to Grace. UAPB still extending this zone defense. They will trap out of it at times. In the lane, that's going to be a turnover, I believe, or no, they're going to call a reach-in foul on Floyd, as crashing to the floor was Cameron Monroe, and Monroe is holding his lip a little bit as he was fouled on the way to the basket. First on Floyd, team foul number 4. Only 8 total fouls here in the first half as we've flown by. Grace will inbound it. Throwing it deep. You know Hammond's looking to get that, but not able to do so. Monroe's got it to Grace. Gets a screen. Monroe pull up 15-footer is no good. The tip not there, but an offensive rebound. His body's hit the floor. That's Davon Haynes who hit the floor hard, and a whistle, and let's see. We're gonna have a travel, I believe, called by Southern. Kennedy back in the ball game, but Davon Haynes hit the deck pretty hard. He's gonna check out. Kennedy back in. Kennedy across midcourt. Trying to hand it off to Hammond, but great pressure here by Southern, denying the basketball. Broughton goes up with a little hook in the lane, no good. Had a good look at it. Likes that little play down low, but came up a little short there. UAPB still up by 5. 5-0 run here. 24-19 with 3:45 to go before halftime. Grace, the kick out, now in the corner. Miller will fire another three, partially blocked by Broughton. Pulled out of the air by Jackson in transition. Hammond, the lob, and knocked away by Miller, and Miller is going to give it back to UAPB. Trying to lob it to Floyd there, but a little too much traffic. George Ivory fired up as we head into this media timeout. 3:30 to play before halftime. 24-19, UAPB by 5.
Yeah, I took a trip to Elkhart, Indiana today. Elkhart's a place that has lost jobs faster than anywhere else in America. In 1 year, the unemployment rate went from 4.7% to 15.3%. Companies that have sustained this community for years are shedding jobs at an alarming speed. And the people who've lost them have no idea what to do or who to turn to. They can't pay their bills, and they've stopped spending money. And because they've stopped spending money, more businesses have been forced to lay off more workers. In fact, local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand. As we speak, similar scenes are playing out in cities and towns across America.
Tim Stubbs courtside here at H.O. Clemens Arena. Glad to be with you here once again tonight. Number 1 versus number 2 in the conference. UAPB so far up by 5, 3:30 to play. This broadcast tonight is sponsored in part by Southeast Arkansas Hospice. UAPB 24-19 with the lead and the basketball as we approach the final moments of the first half here. Kennedy dribbled himself into some problems there and turns it over. Now almost a turnover. Look at that. That's got to be a foul on Southern, I believe. They're going to say out of bounds off Southern, but a little hip check there by Moore as Hammond was getting ready to dive for the basketball, and good hustle by Hammond. That's how you make up for your turnover, is make a great hustle play like that and get it right back. See if UAPB can build a little momentum here before halftime, already leading by 5. They're going to get a 5-second call as Jamil Grace was shadowing Hammond, and don't see that call too much anymore in basketball, but Grace was right there in his hip pocket the whole time. Southern 8 of 21 from the field, 38%. UAPB is still pretty good at 45%, 9 of 20. Southern just 1 of 8 from downtown. UAPB 4 of 10, thanks in large part to Lazavian Jackson, who's 3 of 4. Beltran had 7 early, but he's been held in check since. Near turnover there. Beltran gets it back, 8 on the shot clock. Nearly lost it, and he does there. Good job by Lazavian Jackson getting right into the jersey of Beltran, and he had nowhere to go with it and fumbled it out of bounds. Golden Lions doing a nice job. That's the 7th turnover by Southern. So far, UAPB's only turned it over 3 times. Southern still holding a slight 14-12 advantage on the boards. Got a whistle and trying to get open as Jackson buries another 3 after the whistle, but he is locked in tonight. Trying to get open there. They were holding Jackson a little bit. It's going to be on Cameron Monroe. His first, just a 5th team foul. Another player about to jump in our laps over here as we've been busy tonight. Miller just about broke a couple of laptops over here. 2:23 to play before halftime. UAPB leads by 5 with the basketball. Kennedy set to inbound it here when we resume play. Now we're ready. Oh, tough pass there, and an inadvertent elbow just put one right on the mustache of Jamil Grace, who has been all over Hammond here. Hammond trying to kick it out. He does to Kennedy. It was deflected. Now Broughton puts it on the floor. Some contact off the glass and good. Nicely done. Daniel Broughton attacks the basket, and a steal almost. Hammond with good hands, and then gets a cheap foul there as he reached in on Grace, but nearly had a steal right after the basket. He is very quick.
His first personal, 15 foul.
UAPB by 7, the largest lead of the half here. 26-19, 1:50 to go. Top of the key now, right side to Beltran. Picked up by Floyd. Thought about the shot, Monroe. Good ball movement here by Southern. Little ball fake and a kick out. Miller will take another 3 and misses again. And Broughton had the rebound, but then knocked out of bounds by Miller, and Miller has really struggled from the field. He hit that one shot early, but since then, they got him just 0 for 2, but he must have taken about 5 long twos with a foot on the line. He's now 0 for 3 from downtown. Here's a little bit of a run out here. Hammond lost it, now gets it back, and now the ball's loose and a steal by Southern. Missed opportunity there by UAPB. Johnson needed some help, gets it back. Just over a minute to go before halftime, and Grace nearly traveled with it there as he's trying to get slick with the basketball. The kick out. Grace, 10 on the shot clock. Beltran passes up the shot, extra pass, and blocked, and now it's going to be a foul from behind by Lazavian Jackson. Going to the line, it's going to be Brandon Moore. The senior from New Orleans, Louisiana, will shoot a pair here with 53 seconds left before halftime. UAPB leads by 7, 26-19. Had a fast start to this one, and then the last 10 minutes has been a defensive struggle. First shot is good.
In for the Golden Lions, number 1, Marcel Mosley.
Jalen Floyd checks out of the ball game. Mosley back in. Mitch Anderson set to check in as well. Usually George Ivory goes a little bit deeper with his bench, but he's kind of found his rotation of about 8 players here in the first half that he's stuck with. We've seen games where he's played all 13 players in the first half before. But kind of found a rotation here tonight that he's gone with. UAPB by 5 after the free throws. Kennedy, the kick out to Broughton, back to Kennedy. That's going to be a reach-in foul there, trying to deny the interior pass to Kennedy, and that reach-in is going to be on Yondarius Johnson. That's his first, and neither team in the bonus as we're almost through with the first half. It's rare that you see that. UAPB by 5. Shot clock is off. They can hold for the final shot if they want to do so. Probably the wise thing to do here. Already up 5 going into halftime, and now anything beyond that is icing on the cake. Mosley down to Kennedy, trying to whip a pass down low, and a little miscommunication and a turnover. Not what George Ivory wanted. His arms are folded and disgusted with that possession. 11 seconds left. Now Southern will get the final shot and a chance to go into halftime with a little momentum here. Let's see if UAPB can get a stop. Not quite sure what the holdup is here. Moore set to inbound it. Lobs it in. Here comes Jamil Grace. 8 seconds left. Grace trying to get a screen. Down to 4. Gonna have to move here. Grace, little pump fake. And a foul was called right before the buzzer, and George Ivory is furious. It was all ball, but some contact with the body. And the foul's on Mosley, and he's gonna shoot free throws here, I believe, with, you can see George Ivory, he's got that look on his face, and he's not happy at all, but the foul was called right before the buzzer. So let's see how they want to handle this. 0.3 seconds left, so 2 shots coming up for Jamil Grace.
2 for the Jaguars, number 5.
First shot coming up for Grace. Gets the roll. It's good.
It's good by Jamil Grace.
Now they're looking up at the clock for some reason. Now they put it a 1 second back on the clock instead of 0.3, which is really a help for Southern in case they miss this and get a tip on a rebound. Quick put back. Now they switch it again to 0.5 seconds. One more free throw here for Jamil Grace, and he knocks in both of them. And Jackson can't get the shot off. That's the end of the first half. 26-23, battle of number 1 versus number 2. First half, UAPB gets the nod, leading 26-23. Into the locker room. We'll have the second half coming up for you shortly.
What if a disaster strikes without warning? What if life as you know it has completely turned on its head? What if everything familiar becomes anything but? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, it's up to you to be ready. Get a kit, make a plan, be informed today. Learn how at ready.gov.
The leading scorer in the game. Beltran had 7 early. Here is Jackson for 3. Again, a step back 3 in the corner. Yes, sir.
Jackson.
Boy, he is hotter than a $2 pistol right now. Let me tell you, 4 of 5 for Lazabian Jackson, pacing UAPB with 13 points, or 12 points now, the game high leading scorer, and all coming from the 3-point stripe. So he's getting it done from the perimeter. Beltran dribbled himself into a no man's land, rejected, and a breakout. UAPB on the run. Jackson goes all the way and gets it blocked, but right there is Kennedy, and they'll set it up top of the key to Hammond. And UAPB is off to a pretty good start here in the second half, leading 29-23, their largest lead of the game here. Hammond nowhere to go with it. Now Jackson's got it. Beltran all over Jackson. They're going to find number 10 as he is hot right now. Hammond with a screen right back to Kennedy in the lane and turns it over. Monroe will bring it up for Southern. UAPB leads by 6, 29-23. Nearly 2 minutes into the second half here. Moore trying to dump it down to Mitchell. Thought about the shot. He'll kick it out. The jumper left side is good for Monroe. Long two. 29-25, UAPB by 4 with the basketball. Hammond picked up by Grace. Right side to Jackson. Down low to Kennedy on the right block. Backs his man down. Nice move, goes up and under, cannot finish. Had a good look at it. A little bit too strong. Here is Grace. Dump down to Mitchell. Goes up with a little hook shot, no good. Kennedy clears the board. Pushing it ahead, Hammond. UAPB being patient right now. Broughton doing work down the left block. They can't get it to him. They'll switch it back to the right side of the floor. Hammond. An overplay and a foul is going to be called. The aggressive Monroe gets called for the reach-in. Second team foul and the second of the game on Cameron Monroe as George Ivory is talking it over with the official. Strong move, some contact. Going to call a jump ball alternating possession, and it's going to stay with UAPB, but Broughton being very aggressive in the lane.
Possession remains, go to Lions.
The inbound to Kennedy. Boy, very aggressive. Looked like a reach in there by Monroe, but they're really trying to keep the ball away from Jackson. I don't blame him, because he is hot from downtown. He's already 4 of 5 from three-point range. Kennedy trying a little last second dump off pass there, and he threw it away. Kennedy's been a little out of sync here tonight. But UAPB still in control, up by 4. 16:45 and counting. First frame of the second half here. Golden Lions led by 3 at halftime. Here's Grace. Good defense there by Jackson. Mitchell. They almost got him trapped there. Top of the key. Grace for 3. Will not go. Rebound. Jackson's got it. He'll push it ahead to Hammond. Hammond. He'll set it up out high. Picked up by Grace. Got to watch that 5-second call again. Jackson and Beltran match up. Here is Broughton. He'll take that shot, and he knocks it in. He's got some range. He loves that 15 to 17 footer, and he made that one with Mitchell right in his face. 31-25, UAPB by 6, matching the largest lead. Here's Moore. That's got to be a travel. No call. He just basically ran to the basket, and then a whistle and a foul is called. Well, he tucked it like a running back and gets bailed out with a foul. We'll step aside with the media timeout. First one of the second half. 15:47 to play. Second half, UAPB leads by 6. 31-25 over Southern.
See where the good goes at goodgoes.org.
15:47 remaining in the ball game here. Second half, 31-25. UAPB with the 6-point lead, but at the foul line as we resume play here. Brandon Moore's first shot is no good, off to the left a little bit. They like to play Moore and Mitchell in at the same time, 6'9" and 6'10", but they have the size advantage on UAPB. UAPB a little bit quicker in some areas. 1 of 2 there for Moore. Southern now 1 of 10 from beyond the arc. UAPB 5 of 11 thanks to Lazavian Jackson's 4 of 5. Jackson also the leading rebounder for UAPB with 6. And that's going to be another 5-second call. How about that? 2-in-1 game. You don't see it very often. You've seen it twice here tonight. Nowhere to go with it. And that is just the 10th turnover, rather. Excuse me. 10 turnovers for UAPB, 8 for Southern. Grace gets a screen by Moore. Doesn't take the shot, however. And a steal. Didn't know he had it, but now he does. Jackson with the 6'10". Moore bearing in on him. He decides just to lay it up instead of dunk it, and got the steal in the bucket. He just kind of threw his hands up, and it ended up landing right in his hands there. Just kind of blindly stole that. Very awkward play, but it results in a breakaway layup for UAPB. 33-26, UAPB by 7 now, largest lead as Moore missed it and got his own rebound. Beltran, rise and fire, and connects on a 3. 33-29, that was a big bucket there for Southern. That's his first basket in a long time. He scored 7 in the first 8 minutes of the game, and that's his first point since then. UAPB by 4. Here's Jackson. He'll rise and fire and hits again. Are you kidding me? He is unconscious tonight. 5 of 6 from downtown, and Beltran was right there in his mustache, and he still drilled it. Nothing but net. Man, is he on fire tonight. 36-29. UAPB by 7 and a foul on Davon Haynes. And Miller, Malcolm Miller, will go to the line for 2 shots and a good old hard playoff foul right there. But Lazavian Jackson has been big tonight for UAPB. He's got 17 in the game now.
Shooting 2 for Southern will be number 33, Malcolm Miller.
And some difficult shots coming off of screens, guys right in his face, and he's just not missing anything. Davon Haynes is going to check out of the ball game with those 2 fouls, and 1 high flyer out and another high flyer in is.
And in for the Golden Lions, number 22, Mitchell Anderson.
Mitch Anderson back in the ball game. And the free throws are good for Miller. 36-30. 1 of 2 rather, so UAPB up by 6 with the basketball. Hammond. Boy, they're all over. That's a reach in. That's a good call. And another made 3 by Jackson after. That's twice there's been a foul, and he went ahead and shot it anyway, and he's made both of those as well. And he's been putting in a lot of hard work, extra work, and it's paying off for him. Let me tell you, there's not a better shooter right now in the conference than Lazavian Jackson. Kennedy thought about the shot inside to Broughton, throws up a wild shot, almost got it to go, and may have got away with shuffling his feet there, but he'll shoot 2. Kind of blindly threw it up and almost went in. It's going to be on Hyder, his first, and the 3rd team foul on Southern. Broughton to the line for 2 shots here. Junior from Watson Chapel makes the first.
First free throw is good.
They were trying to deny the ball from Lazavian, and Beltran's just getting right up in him and got called for the reach in. 2 free throws there for Daniel Broughton. Broughton now with 12 in the game. Down low, that's a mismatch as Mitchell misses the easy one. And UAPB will get it back. Up by 8, largest lead. That's an overplay and a foul as he had his right hand on the back of. He didn't like it, and he's got to be careful, may get teed up. He reached around, had his right arm hooked around his back, and then the left arm was free to make the steal and gets called for the foul there. That's his 3rd. Team foul number 4. Golden Lions some momentum right now. There's almost a lob. Mitchell, he likes this little fadeaway right here. Let's see what he comes up with. It's Broughton, goes right to Mitchell. Mitchell gets the block, but I like the idea. Almost could have been the 4th foul on the big fella. It's a good idea, just didn't work out. Give Mitchell some credit. Miller, no good again on his 3. He's 0 for 4 from downtown. He's really struggled from the field. 1 of 6 overall, but I could have swore he's taken about 5 more shots than that. Here's Hammond spinning in the lane, off the glass and good. Nice little move, and Hammond hangs and hits. UAPB up by 10 now. Largest lead of the game. Moore, he'll take a tough jumper and he gets it to go. The big fella is very comfortable with that shot. Cuts the lead to 8. Golden Lions playing with a lot of confidence right now. Uh-oh, Jackson thought about the 3 and he traveled. Just got off the floor enough to get called for the travel, and probably should have just went up with a shot. Had a little pump fake, but his toes just about a ½ inch or so came off the floor, and he gets called for the travel. Beltran's spending a lot of energy just chasing down Lazavian Jackson. And there's Moore with a turnover. He knew he was going to get called for the travel, and he just dropped the ball. Here's Kennedy, and he dribbles it off his foot. Now it got a little sloppy basketball on both teams going on, but we'll have a media timeout. Try to regather ourselves here. 11:59 to play, second half. UAPB looking pretty good right now, leading by 8 over Southern, 40-32. Right back with more Golden Lion basketball in just a moment.
Welcome home, man.
11:59 remaining. Tim Stubbs courtside, back inside of H.O. Clemens Arena. UAPB and Southern. Southern comes in at 10-1 in first place in the conference. UAPB 9-2. Right now the Golden Lions, 8 minutes into the second half, leading Southern by 8, 40-32. Golden Lions led by 3 at halftime. The largest lead's been 10. Hammond almost came up with another steal. Boy, he is quick. Loves to play defense. UAPB now up to 54% shooting from the field. We're going to have a legal screen or a hook there, clearing out with his free arm, rather, on Ladarius Johnson. And Southern being held to 33%, 11 of 33. UAPB at 54%. Lazavian Jackson, 6 of 7 overall from the field, 5 of 6 from downtown, as he has been large. He's got 17 in the game. Terrell Kennedy struggled tonight. The bigger 6'10" player on him there partially blocked it. Missed it down low. Miller to Moore. Moore, kick out. Off the glass, no good by Hyder, and Davon Haynes clears the rebound. I'm gonna bring it up. As they are just shadowing Lazavian Jackson right now. Wherever he goes, there's somebody gonna be glued to him. Here's Haynes. Haynes gonna get called for the carry. 10:47 to play. George Ivory with a great look on his face. Got that pack of sour candy out again, as he didn't really like the call. Continues to work the officials. Southern basketball, UAPB by 8. 10:40 to go. Jamil Grace, now to Beltran. Almost a steal there. Nowhere to go with it. Nice little find underneath, but missing it again was Miller. Here's Hammond. Nice take, Hammond. The kick out. Anderson, now Hammond will take the three in the corner, no good. As Haynes is going to let the rebound go, and he probably shouldn't have, as he's not going to get the call. Haynes thought that
that was an easy one.
10-11 to go. Again, Southern hanging around, down 8. Moore draws some contact, misses the shot, but he's going to shoot a couple. Their first meeting, Southern scored 84 points in that ball game. UAPB's put the clamps on them tonight through the first 30 minutes of this game, holding Southern to just 32 points. Much better defensive effort tonight by UAPB than the first matchup. Moore back to the line, trying to cut into that 8-point deficit for the Jaguars. And he's got a nice stroke for a big fella at 6'10". Nice fluid shot there, makes the first free throw. Haynes and Hammond are out. Mosley back in the ball game, along with Daniel Broughton. You got Jackson, Kennedy, Mosley, Broughton, and Anderson. Second free throw gets the roll. So 4 unanswered here, cuts the lead down to 6. Mosley picked up by Grace. Right there on him, gonna have to get rid of it. Almost got our third 5-second call. Anderson. Jackson, pump fake. Now he'll take the shot. Hits again. Are you serious? Lazavian Jackson is in fuego here tonight. He's just on another planet. Long three, quick trigger three by Miller, and he's been ice cold all night. UAPB's got it. 43-34, up by 9. Anderson. Strong drive by Broughton, and he got it stripped on the way to the basket and lost it. Got to keep that ball up high. Moore down low and rejected. Get that out of here. Weak sauce. As Anderson just throws it. A little 6'4" Johnson met up against 6'8" Anderson, and that was no contest. A little hesitation, another three, and that time he kind of hesitated, and instead of going up and shooting it, and Jackson with a rare miss. A block is going to be called on Terrell Kennedy back in transition, so stops the clock at 8:44. UAPB up 9. The third on Terrell. Mop up the perspiration on the floor. Johnson will shoot a couple when we get the floor mopped up. Now they're ready. First shot is good. Tevin Hammond back in the ball game.
And in for the Golden Lions, number 14, Tevin Hammond.
And a break for Lazavian Jackson, but he has been large tonight. I believe 20 in the game now to lead all scores for Lazavian Jackson. He's been on a tear the last few ball games coming into this. I believe that is his third straight game where he's hit at least 5 3-point baskets. 43-36, UAPB by 7 after the free throws. Mosley's got it. A little bit of confusion here on the offensive set as Broughton not quite sure where to go to set that screen. Now they'll set it up. Still got 12 on the shot clock. Kennedy backs it out. Mosley passes up the jumper. Pull up 15-footer is good. Passed up the 3, pulled up, and hit the 15-footer. 45-36 keeps the pressure on Southern. UAPB by 9, 8 minutes to go. Dribble drive, blocked from behind by Anderson. UAPB's got it. Coming the other way, they don't know it's loose. Now Beltran does, and he comes up with a steal. Mosley almost came up with a steal and erased, but they're going to call a goaltend on Mitch Anderson as he got up high to erase that one off the backboard, but I believe the ball may have hit the glass before the block shot. Great effort nevertheless. We'll step aside with a media timeout. UAPB leads 45-36 with 7:45 remaining. .47 remaining in the ball game here. 45-38. They count the basket there. Took them a while to get it up on the board, but that goaltend basket interference a moment ago by Mitch Anderson. So it's a 7-point lead with the basketball for UAPB. Down low, and there's Broughton, gets his shot blocked a couple of times tonight. He's had some bigger players, Mitchell and Moore, both at 6'10", able to block the shot of the 6'8" Broughton. So Southern gets it back down 7. 7:20 remaining in the game. UAPB led by 3 at halftime. Step back, Beltran knocks it in, and he's starting to get hot again. He hits a big 3 in the corner, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-point game. Here's Anderson. And now a steal. Stolen away by Hyder, and he gets it blocked by Anderson. They wanted a foul call, did Southern, no call. UAPB comes back the other way. Mitch Anderson lays it in as Moore got back just enough before Anderson could throw it down, but he gets the layup nevertheless. 47-41, really letting them play, a lot of contact. And Coach Roman Banks not very happy with that call. They dump it down. Moore is fouled on the way to the basket, and he's going to go back to the line where he'll shoot 2. 6:32 to play, and George Ivory not very happy with Mosley right now. Boy, giving him the stink eye. My goodness. There's Roman Banks working the officials, and definitely some contact a moment ago on the blocked shot by Anderson, but UAPB was able to get the benefit of the doubt on it as Moore misses the free throw. Brandon Moore, he was 7 of 8 from the line before that miss. He's flirting with a double-double, got 11 points, 9 rebounds now. And for UAPB, look at Lazavian Jackson. He's got 20 points, but he also has 9 rebounds to lead the way. 1 of 2 there for Moore, so he's got 12 points, 9 boards in the game. 6:27 and counting. UAPB with the basketball, leading by 5. Jackson with Grace all over him. Jackson, the kick out. Mosley in the corner, puts it on the floor, and again taking it away was Chris Hyder. And knocked out of bounds, last touch by Hammond, I believe. That's twice now Hyder has come up with a steal, and Southern gets it back down by 5 as they're making a run here late in the game. They'll throw it deep into the backcourt, now bringing it up. Monroe hands it off to Hyder. Find number 2, whatever you do. He's got the hot hand right now for Southern. Here's Hyder, 15 on the shot clock. Top of the key, Moore, nearly stolen. Good hands by Mosley. Hyder back out top to Grace, 5 to shoot. He'll take the 3, it's short. And Jackson maybe call a timeout. Let's see, boy, they're just all over him, and they're gonna call a jump ball, but you got 2 guys just mauling you. How is it not a foul? And that's what George Ivory's trying to figure out. Yeah, you may have had a hand on the ball, but you had 2 full bodies just collapsing on top of Jackson and cannot get the call. So 5:35 to go. The alternating possession is going to benefit Southern. They catch a break there. Davon Haynes back in, and let's see who's going to come out. They're going to go with the bigger lineup now, playing Haynes, Anderson, and Broughton, the 3 bigs for UAPB, all in the game at the same time. Can match up a little better size-wise, as Mosley will check out. Just 5:35 to go. Still anybody's ball game, although the Golden Lions have led pretty much throughout this one. Led by as many as 10, but Southern making a late push here with the basketball, down 5 as the shot clock got unplugged. That usually happens about once a game. And it's back on now. New shot clock. Grace set to inbound it. And he throws it real deep, and Jackson was thinking about picking it off before Beltran got it. Mitchell. Cross-court pass. They get it to Moore down low. Moore nowhere to go with it. Miller on the baseline gives it back to Moore, and he misses the layup, but there to clean it up and get the basket is Mitchell. All of a sudden, it's a 3-point game. That 10-point lead has all but disappeared. UAPB is going to have to man up down the stretch here. They want to win this one. Up by 3, 5 minutes to go. Anderson trying to get it, boy, all kinds of contact, and going to say that Hammond stepped out of bounds with it. So Southern turning up the defensive pressure, forcing another turnover. Moore will inbound it. This game could come down to the wire. Patient in their offensive set. Beltran, Mitchell, right back to Beltran. Pull up, 15-footer, left side, no good. Rebound, Davon Haynes. Body's hitting the floor. Haynes wants to push it now. He'll just back it up as it was 1-on-4. And George Ivory telling Haynes, please slow down and give it to our point guard. Thank you. Haynes, top of the key. Anderson now to Broughton. Broughton again, strong move, and finally we'll get a foul called on Mitchell, and that's his 4th. Give Broughton credit. He continues, even though he's gotten his shot blocked a couple of times, just keeps being aggressive down there, and finally does get a call to go his way. That's his 4th.
16 Shooting 2 for the Golden Lions, Daniel Broughton.
Big free throws down the stretch coming up for UAPB, and Broughton again, nothing but net. Big Daniel. Daniel now 5 of 5 from the foul line, 13 points in the ball game. Another big one here. Very pure. Nice job, Daniel. 6 of 6, and those are going to be big down the stretch here. 49-44, UAPB by 5, just over 4 minutes to play. Southern with the basketball. Miller. Good defense by Kennedy. Miller's got it back right side. Picks up his dribble. Now Moore on the right block. Haynes goes straight up with him. He misses the shot. Mitchell cleans it up. His shot's blocked from behind, and my goodness, something's got to be called down there. I don't know, a walk, throwing elbows, all kinds of stuff. UAPB will get it back. Kennedy trying to kiss it off the glass, misses the easy two. Just not been his night. So Southern will get it back. UAPB's up 5, however. Beltran rising fire and hits a long-range 3 right in the face of Lazabian Jackson. Those two continue to go back and forth on the 3-point shots, and that pulls Southern to within 2 as Beltran has 16 in the game. We'll keep it right here, a timeout on the floor. 3:23 remaining. Could come down to one final shot the way these two teams have battled here tonight.
UAPB versus Alcorn State University this Monday, right here at the H.O. Clemens Arena.
3:23 to go. Going to be UAPB basketball when we resume play here, with just a 2-point lead after that Derek Beltran 3-point shot. Beltran averaging 17 points a game. Also, Malcolm Miller averaging 17 a game. Here's the inbound. Some pressure on Hammond. He's able to get past Hyder. These are big possessions down the stretch for UAPB. They're up 2 with the basketball here. Hammond to Broughton, off the glass, no good. Stays with it, goes back up and scores inside. Flex your muscles, Daniel Broughton. Doing it the hard way. Having a great ball game. 16 now for Daniel. That was a big bucket, by the way. 51-47 now. 2:50 to go. Grace thought about the 3, passes it up. Got to watch Beltran. He will let it fire from anywhere. Moore out to Grace. Pull up in the lane, nowhere to go. Beltran with 8 on the shot clock. Now Hyder to Moore, little hesitation, lost it, ball loose on the floor, and another quick whistle on the tie-up. But UAPB will win this one. Alternating possession goes to Pine Bluff with just 2:25 to go. Another big possession here for UAPB if they can get a bucket here and make it a 3-possession game. Possibly 2-possession with a 3-point shot. Hammond lost it, stolen away. Grace is fouled, misses the shot, but he'll shoot a pair. Bad turnover there. Up 4 with the ball, cannot turn it over on the inbound. Just the second on Lazabian, 6-team foul. Still nobody in the bonus. I don't think anybody hit the bonus in the first half either. These officials have really let both teams play. And Jamil Grace misses a big free throw. He'll have one more coming up. Marcel Mosley back in.
By number 5, Jamil Grace.
Davon Haynes will check out.
Number 1, Marcel Mosley.
One more coming up here for Grace. And he's got the second. And they're going to call the final media timeout. We'll step aside. 2:21 remaining. UAPB 51, Southern 48. The battle for first place in the SWAC will continue after this timeout.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
How you doing? My name's Steve. My family's lived in this neighborhood for years. Recently, things got so tight, we had to go to our local food bank for help. I lost a lot of sleep worrying about what the neighbors might think. That is until I saw them there, too. How'd I do, Steve?
A little stiff. You could have done a little better.
What? Come on. You know, I have an Academy Award.
Yeah, but not for playing me.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
2:21 to go. Golden Lions will inbound it, leading by 3 over Southern. 51-48. Jackson inbounds it to Broughton and right back to Jackson. A dangerous pass, but Kennedy's got it now across the timeline. Boy, all over him. Monroe right in the jersey of Hammond. That's going to be a foul. A reach in, and now we're finally in the bonus, so Hammond's going to shoot a 1-and-1 here. Now Jackson with a double-double. It's pretty good for your shooting guard, who's got 6 of 8 from downtown on his threes, and he also leads the team with 10 rebounds. Haynes has not scored tonight, surprisingly. He's the team's leading rebounder. He does have 7 boards tonight. And he's back in the ball game. UAPB out rebounding Southern by 5. UAPB shooting 50% from the field while holding Southern to 31%. Hammond's 1-and-1. He makes the first, which is always big. Hammond now with 8 points, and how about got 9 assists, but 7 turnovers also. But he could end up with a double-double with assists and points tonight. He's also got 4 big steals. And he missed the second free throw. UAPB up by 4. 52-48. Southern with the basketball, down by 4 to the Golden Lions with 2 minutes to play. Beltran picked up by Hammond. Little pump fake, leans and draws a kind of a weak foul, but Beltran will be the aggressor and get that foul called more times than not. He's an 82% free throw shooter on the season, and he'll shoot 2 here. First shot, nothing but net. One more coming up. Averaging right at 17 a game, and he's got 17 tonight.
And in for the Golden Lions, number 1, Marcel Mosley.
Beltran, one more coming up here, trying to make it a 2-point game. And he makes the second. So it's a 2-point game, 52-50. 1:50 to go. Hammond picked up by Monroe. Hammond, the drive-by in the lane, nowhere to go with it. Kicks it out to Mosley. Shot clock at 18. 90 seconds left in the ball game. UAPB by 2. Trying to drive and stolen away, and a whistle and a foul called on Daniel Broughton. And let's see if we're going to have more free throws coming up here. A 1-and-1. A 1-and-1 for Grace. He could tie it if he hits both.
Shooting the 1-and-1 will be number 5, Jamil Grace.
1:25 to go, still anybody's ball game. Front end of a 1-and-1 here is good. Southern has not led since they led 2-0. UAPB's led throughout since then, but they can tie it up with a free throw here by Jamil Grace. UAPB built a 10-point lead early in the second half. That was their largest of the game. Southern has battled back, and a chance to tie with his free throw by Grace, and he got them both. We are tied at 52. A little 4-0 spurt here has tied it up. 1:20 remaining. anybody's game. Haynes, top of the key, now to Mosley. Golden Lions going to have to make something happen here. 18 on the shot clock, approaching 1 minute on the game clock. Mosley back to Haynes. Mosley, the drive-by, he looked like he was fouled. He made the basket anyway. Some contact there and no call as they've let him play all night. Now we got a whistle here, maybe a delay of game or something on the, not quite sure what the stoppage was, but a strong drive there by Mosley as he took control of the possession and got a little contact, made the tough little basket just outside of the lane on the left side, and UAPB with 58 seconds left regains the lead 54-52. Time to D up right here. And they'll roll it to midcourt, and Grace, after he got it, Southern calls a timeout so they can inbound it at midcourt. We'll keep it right here, 54-52.
It'll be a whiteout night for this SWAC TV televised game.
Anybody's ball game. Southern will inbound it here. Foul situation. Both teams still in the 1-and-1 bonus. Moore inbounds it to Grace, and now Beltran's got it out high, right side of the floor. They're working around the perimeter here. Grace to Miller. Right side, Beltran is, boy, Jackson all over him. Beltran, little pump fake, got his man in the air, and they're going to bail him out. That's exactly what he wanted to do, was to get Jackson in the air, and then he jumps into Jackson and draws the foul, and he's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Jackson trying to say he jumped into me. That was definitely a bailout foul there, as Beltran had nowhere to go with it. .38 seconds left. Beltran's first shot is no good. Rattled in and out. Big shot here, especially if he misses. You got a rebound. Block out. 82% shooter, missed a big one there. This one to cut it to 1. And he missed both. Davon Haynes the rebound. 2 big miss free throws there by Beltran, surprisingly. Long pass. Now they're going to have to foul. Almost a steal there. Good hands by Beltran. UAPB will inbound it. They can hold it down to about 2 on the game clock if they want to do so, but I would imagine they're probably going to have to foul. 2-point game. Kennedy. UAPB by 2, and that's going to be a foul, a push on Hyder as they were trying to lob it to Hammond, and a little shove knocked him down. So 20 seconds left. And that is the 18th foul, so still just a 1-and-1. And this is a big, big first shot coming up. This is trying to make it a 3-point game, and if you make both, you can make it a 2-possession game. So big 1-and-1 here for Tevin Hammond. 20 seconds remaining. UAPB leads by 2. And Hammond on the front end of a 1-and-1 coming up here. Got it. That's big. He's hit some clutch shots for UAPB this season. This one to make it a 2-possession game. But even if he makes it, it's far from over. And he missed it. So UAPB by 3. Southern has a chance to tie it. Let's see if they want to hold for the final shot. Wide open, Grace for 3 in the tie, no good. Battle for the rebound, lost out by Southern. UAPB basketball. Boy, Grace got a good look at it and was just a little off to the left and a little short. He couldn't ask for a better look, and he missed it. 7.5 seconds left. It'll be Pine Bluff basketball, and Southern will have to foul instantly if they don't come up with a steal. Timeout on the floor, we'll keep it right here. It's been a good ball game. The Golden Lions trying to hang on and survive and move into a tie for first place with Southern. Both teams would be 10-2 in conference play. Just 7.5 seconds to go. Golden Lions want to come up with an inbound play here where they can get it to their, probably to Lazabian Jackson. They're better free throw shooters. Just don't turn it over. Just about set to inbound it. But a much different ball game tonight than the Golden Lions' first matchup with Southern, in which they gave up 84 points in a blowout loss, holding Southern to 52 here tonight. Jackson wisely calls a timeout, had nowhere to go with it. Thought about throwing it deep to Haynes, but it may be a little too risky. So timeout called, 30-second timeout. Again, we'll keep it here.
The UAPB chapter of the NAACP and the Union Programming Board welcomes you to our first annual Still Our Rise Black History production. It will be held on Wednesday.
The Alcorn State here on Monday, nationally televised game on ESPNU.
Come join us to begin.
We'll have women's action for you at 5:30 against Alcorn, and then the men's action around 7:30, 7:45 time frame. Jackson set to inbound it again. Haynes, Broughton, Kennedy, Jackson, and Hammond in the game for Pine Bluff. 7 seconds left. UAPB leads by 3. Trying to inbound it, and again, oh, they called 5 seconds. A quick 5, even though Jackson was calling a timeout. They didn't give it to him. Well, that seemed like that was a quick 5. Or what happened? So it is 5 seconds, and now Southern's going to get it back. Unbelievable. That's the last thing you wanted there. Just inbound it and hit your free throws and we go home. Now you're going to give Southern another chance to tie it. The improbable. So 7.5 seconds left. UAPB couldn't get it inbounds twice. As Jackson rather tried to call a timeout, but called 5 seconds on him before he could get it. And give Southern credit. They denied the inbound, and so now Southern going to try to set up a design play to tie the game with a 3. Well, nothing is ever done easy. All these fans who started to leave are now paused at the exits. So now Grace will inbound it for Southern. 55-52, UAPB by 3. Southern trying to tie it up with a 3. Grace having a hard time getting it in himself. He gets it to Moore. Moore to Grace, 4 seconds left. Grace for the tie at the buzzer, no good, and UAPB survives. Another good look at it. Grace missed 2 threes in the final 20 seconds, a chance to tie it up. But the Golden Lions survive and move into a tie for first place with Southern. as the Golden Lions win the tail end of this home-and-home matchup. 55-52 the final. And a hard-fought ball game. UAPB led by 3 at halftime, and they win it by 3. Very entertaining matchup here tonight, and the Golden Lions tough it out. Well, for our crew here tonight, Randy Kelly on directing as well as switching with the graphics. Devin Killingsworth-Wells, Spencer Braddock, Archie Howard, Brandon Miner, and back in the KUAP radio station, Finley Hill along with Princess Davis. We say so long here from courtside. I'm Tim Stubbs, glad to be with you once again. The Golden Lions win it, the battle of number 1 versus number 2. UAPB moves in the tie for first place. Alongside of Southern, they're both 10-2 on the conference season, and the Golden Lions continue to do work in conference play. 55-52, the Golden Lions win it over Southern. So long from H.O. Clements Arena. Good night. Go Lions.